Hello, fifth grade artists. We're going to do a sequential drawing, so a series drawing of a piece of fruit. So I have this big piece of paper, and I decided that I think I'm going to just draw the fruit sort of all on this one piece of paper. You could, of course, cut into smaller pieces of paper. That's one idea. But so I'm going to show you the picture that I'm looking at on this fruit presentation. So I'm going to be looking at this picture first that has this full apple. So I'm going to put my presenter window back up, and I'm going to be looking at that image. I guess I'll have to just block it. I can see it over in the corner. That'll work. So I'm going to be drawing that first full fruit over here. So remember, I'm holding my pencil down by the eraser, and I'm just trying to capture the outline of that fruit. So here's my apple right now. Nice full apple. And then I see there's like this center part, right, where it like dips down. So I'm going to draw kind of a little curve to show that nice full apple. There's like a little line here too. So I'll draw like a nice little faint line there. I don't know if I notice anything else too important about the contour of that drawing. So I'm going to skip on to the next. So let's go back to this. Let's go to our next drawing. So now here's that drawing with a bite taken out of it. So you can see it down here on my screen. And now I'm going to draw that right next to this first apple. So I'm trying to keep them similar in size. I might have made him a little bit too big, so I might only fit 3 on here. Oh well, that'll just have to be as far as I get with this. But I'm going to try to keep it a similar size for that second apple. And we need some of this information again, like this little dip right here. Maybe a little bit more shading there. And then now this is no longer the correct line of this apple because there's this bite taken out of it. Down over here, there's that chunk missing. So I'm going to pay very close attention to the shapes that I see with that bite missing from the apple. So it's kind of coming up a little, and this line is not round anymore. There's like this little slice taken out of it. So there is some difference in the texture, so like how it feels. So here these lines are a little smoother, and in here it has this sort of like rougher texture. So I'm going to add some more information where I see where the apple is like browning a little bit, just to give it a little bit rougher texture. So there's number 1 and 2. I would like you to try to do 4 if you can fit it. I think I'm only going to be able to fit 3. So now I have my third drawing, or my third picture down here that you can see. So again, starting the same way, nice and round, similar in size to my other ones. I don't want it all of a sudden to shrink down to nothing unless that's what's happening in the picture. So I'm starting with that nice big full circle again, and then I'm adding in this little dip where that apple has that little dent down. And now let's look at how different this shape is. So if I'm comparing the second apple to the third apple picture, you can see that the bite has gotten much larger. So I'm going to start about here, and then let's bring that down. And it looks like it goes down. There's a little bump up, and then like a big bump, almost all the way to the other side. So let's erase some of that stuff that didn't work. Now I have this nice big chunk taken out. And then I also have to look at how this side has changed. So this is definitely a little rougher on this side. Kind of more jagged and rough, because when you're taking a bite of an apple, right, your teeth are changing that texture. So I'm going to add some more lines in here for where the apple is sort of browning, or where you can sort of see a little bit of the texture in the inside of the apple, not on the skin part. So then if you get this far and you're feeling really motivated and want to do a little bit more, something great to do would be to add a little bit of a shadow to the apple. Just remember that your shadow should be in like the same place kind of on each apple, so that it sort of makes sense that our light is coming from the same direction. Also, don't make your shadow below the fruit. Make sure your shadow is touching the fruit. Otherwise, it'll kind of look like your fruit is floating in space, and your fruit is not floating. Probably, right? Okay, so I like that little addition of the shadow. Make sure you sign your art with your lovely artist signature, and I can't wait to see what you come up with. Happy creating!